Today, we're jumping into the wild world of semiconductors, where the AI boom is creating some serious winners and losers. We're going to look at two giants, AMD and Broadcom, and see why they're living through a tale of two very different fortunes right now.
So here's the puzzle we're going to unpack. You've got two huge companies, both central to the AI revolution. They both report their earnings, but Wall Street's reaction is night and day. One stock tanks, the other goes to the moon. Why? What is going on under the hood that led to such different fates? Let's get into it.
All right, let's kick things off with AMD. Their whole story right now is about playing the long game. It's a classic case of, hey, don't worry about today's numbers. Look at what we're building for tomorrow. The market wasn't thrilled in the short term, but AMD is telling a story of a future comeback.
Now this is where things get kind of tricky. On one hand, you see revenue shot up 32% year over year. That's solid. You'd think investors would love that. But, and this is a big but, you look over at their gross margin, which tells you how profitable their products are, and oof, it fell by a whopping 10 points. That kind of drop in core profitability is a huge red flag for investors.
So you're probably asking, why the huge profit drop? Well, this number right here, this is the smoking gun. AMD had to take an $800 million accounting charge. Why? Because of U.S. export rules stopping them from selling their top-tier MI300A AI chips to China. Basically, they had a ton of inventory they couldn't sell, so they had to write it down as a loss. It's a paper loss, sure, but it hit the bottom line hard and really rattled the market.
And that's not the only thing that had Wall Street worried. Their data center business, which is where all the AI action is, actually shrank by 12% compared to just the previous quarter. Now, it was still up for the year, but in the middle of a historic AI gold rush, seeing any kind of backward step in that specific segment, that makes people nervous.
But right when things were looking a bit shaky, AMD's CEO, the legendary Lisa Su, stepped in to change the conversation. Her message was simple. Forget the quarter we just had and focus on the next one. She pointed directly at their brand new chip, the MI350, and promised a strong ramp was literally just around the corner.
And this is the key takeaway for AMD. They're telling investors, look, a real AI story starts now. They're putting all their chips, no pun intended, on this new MI350, positioning it as a direct challenger to NVIDIA's absolute best product. The message is, don't judge us on our old stuff. The real fight is about to begin.
Okay, so that's AMD's story, a bet on the future. Now let's switch gears completely and talk about Broadcom, because their story, it couldn't be more different. It's not about what's coming, it's about the incredible success they're having right now. They are absolutely firing on all cylinders.
Let's just fire off some of their numbers, starting with this one. Broadcom's AI revenue exploded, growing 63% from the year before to hit over $5 billion in just one quarter. I mean, that's the kind of insane growth that defines this AI moment. And get this, it's not just growth for growth's sake, it is wildly profitable. Broadcom hit an adjusted EBITDA margin of 67%. Now, that's a bit of a technical term, but all you really need to know is that 67% is an absurdly high number. It just shows they have massive pricing power.
So, what's their secret sauce? How are they so profitable? A huge part of it comes down to these things: ASICs. See, unlike a general-purpose GPU that anyone can buy, Broadcom is like a custom tailor for a few super important clients. They build specialized, hyper-efficient chips designed to do one specific job for one specific customer.
And boy, is that strategy paying off. The biggest piece of news from their earnings, the thing that really blew everyone away, was this little bombshell from their CEO, Hock Tan. He just casually announced they'd landed another whale, their fourth major custom AI chip client.
And how big was this deal? This is the number that just sent the stock into orbit. The production order from this new, mysterious customer is worth a staggering $11 billion. That's just incredible. It gives them a guaranteed pipeline of future revenue and proves their custom chip strategy is a massive success.
All right, let's take a step back. We've got two totally different stories here. AMD is asking for patience, promising a brighter future. Broadcom is just knocking it out of the park right now. So what does this tale of two companies really tell us about the AI chip market as a whole? This table really lays it all out, doesn't it? AMD is selling a story of future promise, banking on its new GPU. Broadcom is all about present power, leveraging their custom ASICs. And the market's reaction couldn't be clearer. Their core challenges are worlds apart too.
AMD has to fix its profitability and deal with tricky geopolitics, while Broadcom's main challenge is just, well, how do you keep this incredible winning streak going?
So the big lesson here is that you just can't paint the entire AI chip market with one broad brush. It is way more complex than that. For a challenger like AMD, we're seeing that the timing of new products is absolutely everything. The business model itself, general purpose versus custom built, creates completely different opportunities and risks. And yeah, as AMD's $800 million problem shows, geopolitics aren't just background noise anymore. They can directly impact the bottom line.
And this all leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future. We're watching two powerful strategies play out in real time. On one side, you have the general-purpose GPU, the workhorse of the AI world. On the other, you have these highly specialized, custom ASICs. Are these two approaches going to live side by side, serving different needs? Or is one destined to become the dominant model for building the future of artificial intelligence? That is the multi-billion-dollar question we should all be watching.